Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. It's your old pal, Double D, coming at you with some DM advice today. That's right. Who am I to give DM advice? Well, I've been playing RPGs for a long, long time. Started in the early 80s. Oh my, I am dating myself. And I've actually been running a regular game, as in once a week, since 1992. With some breaks, of course, but generally speaking, yeah. So I've learned a few things along the way. Does that make me the best DM? Not by a long shot. But I probably do have a little bit of wisdom, especially for some of you starting DMs. And I am happy to share it with you. Before I do that, though, if you could go ahead and throw a like on this video. And also, if you like this kind of content, want to see more, go ahead and subscribe as well. I would appreciate it. So what do you think is the greatest trait that a DM could have? Could be a lot of things, right? What about your ability to improvise? That can be important, and at times you're going to have to. Certainly. Maybe it's how you can just speak with confidence to a group. I would say that's pretty important too. Maybe it's your ability to to do funny voices like Matt Mercer. That is not that important, by the way. Hey, look, if you can do it, more power to you. And I know it can certainly add to the experience. Maybe you just have one or two. That's fine too. But don't ever feel like you're a failure as a DM just because you don't have a repertoire of 100 voices like a professional voice actor. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you need to have that. No. Is it your knowledge of the rules? I'd say that's important, but I don't know if it's the most important. In fact, I'd argue that you don't need to know all the rules, especially if you have an experienced group. You can rely on them quite a bit for certain things, especially when it comes to their character. Look, if you have a group that you trust, you can ask them to know their character. And occasionally I'll even take my group, which we've been playing together for a long, long time. I'll occasionally take him to task, like, hey, this is your character. Come on, let's know at least the basics of what they can do, and have that information ready. But yeah, you should certainly know the basics, and a little bit beyond. But you don't have to memorize the entire rule book or the entire DM's guide. You should be familiar with all of it, but don't waste your time trying to memorize every single rule. That's simply a waste. So where does that leave us? Well, in your old pal Double D's opinion, the best trait that a DM can have is their ability to listen. The ability to listen. What does that mean exactly? It means once you're done describing the action, you close your mouth and let your players talk, and you listen to what they say. You're not just hearing them talking, but you're kind of keyed in on what they're thinking. Maybe that information can help color something down the road. And I'm not advising, changing an entire, plot just based on crosstalk, to exactly what, the group is talking about. If that starts happening, A, they're going to get suspicious, and B, they're going to get bored, that they're always figuring things out. But you can use what they're talking about as a jumping off point for something different than what you were planning. For instance, the group is just engaged in crosstalk, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, what if the wizard is really, the old man from scene 24? And now look, you should not make, then, oh, maybe I need to make the shopkeeper from scene 24 as the main villain. But, maybe you can incorporate some aspect of that. Maybe the shopkeeper is supplying, the wizard with either information or vital stuff that he needs, and maybe involve the shopkeeper when you otherwise wouldn't have. something, something along those lines. Occasionally bend, a little bit and realize like maybe they're onto something here that I wasn't onto. And if they kind of see little glimpses of that, like, oh, I knew it was something with that shopkeeper. I didn't like the look in his eye. When I went in and bought stuff. So yeah, it's the old yin and yang between railroading, and being entirely flexible. I'm not sure you want to be all one way or all the other. If you're just too flexible, games tend to break down and don't have any structure, and you'll find that those games kind of devolve a little bit. But you also don't want the old railroad. We all know where that leads. Nobody has fun with that. I always kind of chuckle when I hear a DM talking about, oh, I have this great idea for a campaign. The players are going to do this, this, and this, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, what if they don't? You are relying a lot on them just kind of going along with you, and don't ever be one of those DMs. By the way, you'd be better suited to just creating a world in your mind and have a general idea of the main things that are going on, and then in your weekly prep, what's going on at the local level. That's going to serve you a lot better than planning out like, oh, okay, they're going to go from point A to B to C. Even if you're doing it in a flexible way, be open to change. Sometimes you can make players think that they have control, or maybe they don't, but don't ever be afraid to give them control and just be like, all right, you know what? I kind of was thinking about doing this, but this is what they want to do, and I think I can ride this horse, as they say. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Go ahead and let me know what you think. Am I completely wrong here? Is there another trait that I am missing? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Aside from that, I will let you guys go, and I hope you have a great, great rest of the day. And until we talk again, take care. Goodbye.